Hi guys, welcome back to Byte by Riya. So today we are going to learn how to handle exceptions in Java. So before that, I want to tell you what are exception. Okay. So what is an exception? Exceptions that occur. Wait a second. Yeah. So what is exception? All right. So exceptions are errors. Okay. When it will occur, errors that occur while a program is running. How? Due to the faulty input from the user. From whom? From the user are known as exceptions. So these exceptions can cause the program to abruptly terminate. Okay, your program will crash, which can be problematic, right? For example, if you are using any application, if the user enter any faulty input, or if some problem if some error happens in your code, suddenly your application is shutting down automatically. It is a problem, right? It is a problem. Yeah. But instead of that, we can display a message, right? Dear user, you have to enter the correct input. Okay, or you made some mistake, or there is some issues. For example, if there is no network, we want to tell your connection is not there, right? Your network is not there, so we want to display the message accordingly, instead of just closing the applications. Okay, so the process of avoiding that abrupt termination, okay, of the program is only called as exception handling. Okay, it is called exception handling. So what is exception handling again? Okay, due to faulty input, or if the user entered any error, any if the while program running, if there is any faulty input, okay, some exceptions may happen. It will cause the program to close abruptly or abruptly terminate, which can be an issue. So to process of avoiding that abrupt termination of program is only called as exception handling. I think it is clear. So and then we have two types of exceptions. Okay, no, there are two types of errors that can occur during the coding. The first one is syntax errors. The second one is exceptions. Okay, so there are two types of errors. What are they? The first one is syntax errors, and the second one is exceptions. So what is syntax errors? These occur during compilation time. Syntax errors are occurs during the compilation time and are caused by, how it is caused? It is caused by the faulty coding, such as if you forgot to put the semicolon. Every time it will happen, right? So missing of semicolons or incorrect use of syntax. These errors prevent the code from compiling and need to be fixed before the program can be executed. So, and we also have exceptions. These exceptions occur during execution and are caused by unexpected input. Okay, if the user enter an unexpected input. For example, if the user enter an incorrect username, okay, any input, or incorrect logic in the code. For example, if you include if you're trying to divide by 0, or attempting to access an array index that does not exist, these errors cause the program to terminate abruptly, abnormally, correct? And it can be handled. Okay, we can handle that. How to handle? We can handle by using exception handling mechanism to prevent the program from crashing. Okay, if I tell a real life example, so let us consider a scenario where a user books a movie ticket through your app, Book My Show. Okay, and the user provides, if the user provide incorrect card detail during payment, okay, if the application crashes at this point, okay, crashes means if it is closed or anything happens at that point, the user may assume that there is something wrong with the application, correct? However, if the application handles this error through exception handling, okay, in that case, we want to handle the exceptions by using exception handling. So, what is the advantage? Then it can display the specific mistake made by the user, allowing them to correct their card detail. For example, if the user entered incorrect card details, we want to display the message that, dear user, you entered incorrect number, please try again, isn't it? We want to display that particular message, okay, and so the user can correct it and complete the payment successfully, okay. That is the use of exception handling instead of uh, uh, crashing the application by itself, okay. And we want to look on the two types of exceptions, okay. There are two types of exceptions in Java. The first one is checked exception, checked, okay, checked exception. The other one is unchecked exception, okay, unchecked exception. All right, there are two types of exception. What are they? Checked exception and unchecked exception. So what is checked exception? Checked exceptions are those that are checked during compile time itself, while unchecked exceptions are those that occurred at runtime only. Okay, it will not show you any error during compile time, it will show you error only during your runtime. Okay, to handle these exceptions in Java, we have what? We have try and catch block. Okay, there are a lot. So for now, we can discuss only try and catch. Okay, we have try and catch block. In this try and by using try block, how to do? You want to place the code. You want to place the code to that could potentially throw an exception. While in the catch block, you have to define how to handle the specific exceptions that was thrown. Okay, by using this try and catch mechanism, you can prevent exception from catching program and instead providing a way to gracefully handle them. So let's see by doing one example. Okay, I'm just going to divide two numbers simply. For that we want to import our a scanner class, right? So I need to import java dot util dot scanner. All right. Oh, once again import. All right. So I imported that scanner class. Okay. Next, I want to create our class public class. My class name is X. All right. I created my class. Okay. Then I want to create the main method, public static void main string args inside it. First of all, I am printing a statement, okay, to see my connection start here. 1 second, give me a second. Let me put my laptop on charge. All right. So First of all, I want to print something. Okay. To see my connection start here. Connection. I'm printing a statement. Okay. To see my connection is starting is established here. ESTD. All right. Next, what I am going to do is that I want to take the user input, right? So for that, we need to create a scanner object. Okay. So scanner, we need to create the scanner object. Scan. Okay. It should be small letter. Scan equal to, how to create a scanner object? New scanner. Inside it, I want to pass system.in. System.in. Okay, so we created a scanner object right now. Next, what I need to do, I need to take the user input. So basically, if you want to divide any two number, if you want to perform division, basically you need two input, right? Isn't it? User need to enter two number to divide. So that I'm going to take from the user. Okay, system.out.println, dear user, enter the denominator for the division purpose. Okay, sorry, enter the numerator first. Numerator, spelling numerator. Yeah, I hope it is correct. All right, then what? It want to store it in a variable called a. Okay, I'm storing that user and scan, and then store it in a variable called a. Next, int. Okay, so I am entering the numerator. I am asking the user to enter the numerator and storing it in a variable called a. Similarly, what next? Yeah, guess. Okay, I want to ask the user to enter the denominator and store it in b. Okay, enter denominator, and I'm going to store it in a variable called b. Then what? I need to divide. So if you want to divide, you want to tell int, and I'm storing it the answer in C. Okay. See how to divide? I want to divide A divided by B, and I'm storing the answer in C. All right. Then I will need to print the print that C, right? Then only I can see the answer in my screen. So I need to print the answer is, okay, I'm printing a statement as the answer is what? Um, Answer is concatenating by using plus C. Okay. All right. So and the answer is C. Now let's run. Let's see whether it is working or not. Yeah, it is asking enter the numerator. I am entering as 8. Now I am entering the denominator as 4. Okay. So yeah, I got the answer as 2. Now I am running it again. I'm running it again. Now it is asking the numerator. So I'm entering the numerator as 8 itself, but this time I'm going to enter the denominator as 0. So I'm entering the denominator as 0. So you can see the exception over here. See, it is giving the exception as exception in thread java.lang. What exception is there? Arithmetic exceptions happens. So what is the arithmetic exception here? It is telling user is trying by dividing by 0, isn't it? So we want to handle that. Okay. So to handle that exception, when instead of giving these, instead of abruptly terminating, okay, you can see there is no error here, right? But if I, so it is, the error is coming only during the runtime. For example, if I missed the semicolon, okay, if I'm missing the semicolon, and you can see the error over here, it is not, see, it is the error is showing there before running, isn't it? Before running itself, it is showing the error as I missed a semicolon over there. Okay, expected semicolon in this line, right? So this is the compile time error, but uh, the when I entered, so if you didn't enter here, you can see runtime errors also, right? When I enter 0, at that time only error is generating. So to handle that, we have try and catch block. So, okay, what you need to do is that you want to put everything which may generate error, okay, in the try block. So from here, enter the numerator, okay, system.out.enter the numerator. From here to here, I'm just cutting and putting it in a try block to handle, okay, the error. So a try catch block is used to handle the exception. The code inside the try block will take all the two inputs, okay. So I put the code which may generate error inside which block? Try block. Next what I want to put catch catch. I want to put exception. Okay. And passing a variable called E. So the exception have to store in the variable E. Okay. Then, so if the exception, if it catches the exception, what I need to print? So I want to print a message to the user. Okay. As you enter the incorrect denominator. So I am printing the message as, dear user, provide non-zero denominator. Okay, I am asking the user to provide a non-zero denominator if I enter a non-zero denominator. Then what next? I want to, one more line I want to print. Okay, so here to see exception, my connection is starting here. To see my connection is ending here, I am printing a statement over there. Okay, system.out.println. So connection is terminated over here. All right, now let's see. I am running the code. So you can see connection is established. It is asking enter the numerator. I enter the numerator as 8. I enter the denominator as 0 again. Okay. Now it is giving the message you have to provide a non-zero denominator. Okay. Connection is terminated. So here the connection is terminated in this line. And I got a message, right? Instead of giving me an error, or instead of giving me an exception, it is giving the message as provide a non-zero denominator, right? So once again, let's conclude what are the things that we done. So the main method starts with the printing. This connection is established over here. Then on the console, okay, the scanner object we created here help us to take the input from the user. Then we use a try and catch block is used to handle exceptions. The code inside the try block takes two input from the user using scan object. Okay, the inputs are stored in the integer variable a and b, and the division of a and b is stored in a variable c, and the result is printed to the console. The catch block handles the exceptions by dividing 0. Even if you divide by the 0, the catch block is here to handle the exception. If an exception occurs, the message provide a non-zero denominator is printed on the console. And finally, connection is terminated is printed on the console after try and catch block. And the program ends with closing the main method and the class. All right, that is how we want to use try and catch block to handle the exceptions. Thank you for watching. So see you in the next video. Bye bye for today.